What's up, guys? USA Wager Sports Brief. I am your host, Rodney Newple. This is the final day of November. The final day of November. It is Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. Last night in the National Football League, we saw a competitive game. I don't know if we'll call it a good game or not, but the football team, the footballers, picked up a 17-15 win. Kendall Fuller's interception on the two-point conversion was the winning play of the day of the game. An onside kick that was penalized late in the game kind of sealed the deal as well. Seattle actually recovered the onside kick, but was penalized for illegal procedure or, whatever it was. I don't remember what the penalty was called. I'm not NFL ref. But anyway, there was a penalty, and it didn't count. 17-15, Washington. J.D. McKissick, 2 touchdowns for Washington. Freddie Swain and Gerald Everett scored the touchdowns for the for the Seattle Seahawks, and Seattle's dead. I feel like the end of the era is over for Seattle. Thursday's an interesting game. Cowboys -4.5 at the Saints. Cowboys have all sorts of COVID issues. This is at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Last time these two teams played 2 years ago, the Saints won 12-10. All sorts of COVID issues. 7-4 Cowboys, 5-6 Saints. That is your Thursday night game for Week 13 already in the National Football League. All right, let's move on. NBA yesterday, 76ers 101-96 over the Magic. Nuggets 120-111 at the Heat. Timberwolves 198 over the Pacers. Rockets 102-89 over the Thunder. Bulls 133-119 over the Hornets. Spurs 116-99 over the Wizards. Cavaliers 114-96 over the Mavericks. Jazz 129-107 over Portland. And the Pelicans went to the Staples Center and beat the Clippers 123-104. Jonas Valanciunas, 39 points, 15 rebounds for the Pelicans. And those were your Monday scores from the NBA. Just a 5-pack of games tonight in the NBA. Grizzlies at Raptors. Raptors -3.5, 217 is your total. Nets -6.5 at home against the Knicks, 216.5 is the total there. Lakers -3.5 at the Kings, 226 is the total. Pistons and Portland. Portland -9.5 with a total of 215.5. And the Wizards and the Warriors and Suns. Good game there. Warriors, Suns. Suns -2.5. 225 is your total. 18-2 Warriors, 17-3 Suns. Maybe the two best teams in the league. Should be a great game. 35-5 combined records there. Should be a fun one. I'll take Golden State despite being on the road. And that is your NBA slate for today. 4 NHL games last night. Kraken scored 7 goals, beat the Sabres 7-4. Canucks 2-1 over the Canadiens in the Battle of Canada. Arizona blanked the Jets 1-0, and the Flames beat the Penguins 2-1 in a shootout. More games today in the NHL. Capitals at the Panthers. Panthers -140. Total of 6 goals. Bruins -230 at home against the Red Wings. 5.5 is your total. Devils -140 against the Sharks. 5.5 is the total. Wild -350. 5.5 is the total there at home against the Coyotes. Predators -155 against the Blue Jackets. 5.5 is the total. The Stars are -110 at home against Carolina. 5.5 is the total there. Tampa Bay's in St. Louis. The Blues are -115. And the Ducks are at the Kings. Ducks were hot for a while. Have struggled a little bit recently. 11-8-3 on the season. Kings -125. Looking at the NHL standings right now, it's been a while since we've talked about it. In the East, Toronto and Washington both lead the way with 31 points. Carolina and Florida sit behind with 31. Tampa Bay has 27. The Rangers are ahead of them with 29. And then the final 2 teams, if the playoffs started today, would be the Penguins at 25 and the Blue Jackets at 24. So Detroit, Boston, Devils, Flyers, Sabres, Islanders, Canadiens, Senators would all get left out of the playoffs. In the West, the Flames and the Oilers lead the way with 31 and 30 points respectively, ahead of the Wild with 29. St. Louis sits in with 25, along with the Ducks at 25. Vegas and the Jets are at 24. Sharks, Avalanche, Predators, all with 23. Very jumbled up Western Conference through about 1/4 of the season. The rest of the teams would be the Stars with 22, the Kings with 21, Kraken 17, Canucks and Blackhawks 16, and the Coyotes sit with 12 points. So that is your NHL update for today. All right, let's move over to college basketball. The Big Ten ACC Challenge is going on. It was, 2 games yesterday in the challenge, 3 games yesterday. Iowa won the first one, 75-74 in Virginia. Good win for the Big Ten there. Boston College, South Florida, I guess that's not an ACC Big Ten Challenge. So the other game was Illinois beat Notre Dame 82-72. So Big Ten leads 2-0. Several games tonight. Big Ten ACC Challenge. Indiana at Syracuse. Hoosiers -2.5. Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Gophers -2.5. Florida State at Purdue. Boilermakers -11. Northwestern is at Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons are a 1.5 point favorite. Clemson at Rutgers. Rutgers is a point favorite. And Duke on the road at Ohio State. The Buckeyes are a 2-point underdog at home. Other scores from yesterday: Kentucky blasted Central Michigan. Texas beat Sam Houston State. Illinois 82-72 over Notre Dame. And Gonzaga outlasted Tarleton State. It was a competitive game for a while. Other games in NCAA basketball today, not including the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Presbyterians at Tennessee. Maryland Eastern Shore at UConn, and Northwestern State is at Houston, and that is your college basketball update. All right, let's move over to the MLS. MLS Playoffs is going on. If you are paying attention to the MLS Playoffs, there's a game today. Eastern Conference semifinals, NYCFC at New England. The Revolution, our favorite in that game, 22-5-7 during the regular season. Best team in the Eastern Conference. The next game is the Western Conference Finals. It is Salt Lake at Portland. Portland's a favorite in that one. Eastern Conference Finals will get going on Sunday. That'll be Philadelphia at the winner of today's game between NYC and New England. All right, PGA Tour coming up this weekend. It's a very small slate, obviously a very small field. Henrik Stenson's the defending champion. The Hero World Challenge. Very small slate of guys there. Jordan Spieth, Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, Colin Morikawa, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Justin Rose, Henrik Stenson, Victor Hovland, Patrick Reed, Abe Answer, Tony Finau, Harry English, Webb Simpson, Daniel Berger, Scotty Scheffler, Sam Burns, Tyrell Hatton, and Matthew Fitzpatrick are the guys in that. That's in the Bahamas at the Hero World Challenge. And that is, you look at your PGA Tour update for this week. We'll give you an update on that later in the week and obviously keep you updated as it is going along. College football this weekend, big games of college football this weekend. It's the conference championship weekend. If you're looking at Friday's games, you're looking at Oregon at Utah. That'll be a fantastic Pac-12 championship. That is on Friday. So is the Conference USA championship. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, 8-4, take on the Roadrunners of UTSA. Saturday, it's Baylor, Oklahoma State at 11 in the Big 12 championship. It's Utah State and San Diego State at 2 o'clock in the Mountain West. Georgia, Alabama is at 3 o'clock in the SEC. Houston and Cincinnati also 3 o'clock in the AAC. ACC, then you have a pair of games. Wake Forest takes on Pittsburgh, and Iowa and Michigan going on there. Today, you'll get the playoff standings. Georgia will be 1. Who's going to be 2 is the next question. Will it be Michigan? Alabama will be probably 2 or 3. Well, no, 3 or 4, because Cincinnati is going to slide in there, 3 or 4 as well. So the top 4 are going to be Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, and Cincinnati. Now, what order they're going to be, that's the question. Notre Dame on the outside looking in, Oklahoma State on the outside looking in, even Baylor's on the outside looking in. Probably need some help there. They're going to need a bunch of help. They're going to need they're going to need a Michigan loss to Iowa. They're going to need a Cincinnati loss to Houston, and they're probably going to need a Alabama loss to Georgia for Baylor to get in, and obviously they're going to have to beat Oklahoma State. All right, that is your USA Wager Sports Brief. Hopefully that was the best 10 minutes of your sports day. I am Rodney Newpol. I will be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Until then, so long for just a while. USA Wager Sports.